Hey friends, we have a transit happening this week that is a grand water trine, and it's basically a very powerful meetup of energy for creating and manifesting. And especially because this is leading into a Taurus full moon coming up shortly, I wanted to go through what this transit means, how you can tap into the creative manifesting energy vortex that's here this week, especially and how you can use it to consciously create what you're building. So today's Monday, October 27th, and this transit is going to be peaking like over the next 3 days in particular. So I want to invite you to think of all of this week as this extra juicy portal for creating and manifesting. And I'm going to go through the three pieces of this and what these pieces are and how to work with each piece to create more powerfully and more easily and to bring into fulfillment exactly what you're visioning. So let's go through this. The theme kind of here is creative power through the depths. We're talking about about water signs here. And by the way, everyone has all of the signs in their chart. Sometimes I hear things like, "Oh, I don't have any Taurus," or "I don't have any Pisces." That's not true. Everyone has all of the pieces of the chart. It's just about what areas of life they show up in, and some areas are more active at any given time. So right now, we're working with particularly with the domains of Scorpio and Pisces and Cancer. So the water signs, and we're thinking about going deep here because it's water signs. I'm going to tell you what that means in each of these signs. So to start, we have a meetup of Mars and Mercury. Mars represents your physical body moving through the world, the active you, like what you're doing, what you're building, very practical, grounded, being in a body and moving through the world energy, meeting up with Mercury, which represents your intellect. These two pieces, these two energies are meeting up in Scorpio. Scorpio is the sign of pure transformation, raw creative power. Scorpio is all about fearless presence, scorching truth, and the physical body and the intellect are connecting in this realm. So, for the first piece of this trine, I want to invite you to think about walking your talk with Mars and Mercury meeting up. There's a powerful coming together of what you say and what you believe and your thoughts and your actions able to line up in a very powerful way. And because that's happening in the realm of Scorpio, we're considering deep transformation as a part of this. So if there are places you're moving through that are asking you to meet that deeper level fearlessly, this is the time to take a breath and ground into your body and fearlessly step into it. And that's the first piece of this trine of creative power that is coming through. Fearless showing up, walking your talk, meeting those places, body and mind working together. So that's piece one. The second piece is Jupiter hanging out in Cancer. So we've got a trine between Mars and Mercury in Scorpio, Jupiter and Cancer. The trine is a very powerful, open, free flow of energy. So this walking your talk through the transformational places is connecting in a powerful, supportive way with Jupiter, which represents your abundance, the goodness of life, your expansion, all that you're here to create. There's a powerful way these are working together. And because Jupiter is in Cancer, there's two things to know. First of all, Cancer is the realm of the inner worlds, the emotional body and depths, all of your feelings, all of your deep intuition. It's also the realm of your home and your roots and your family. So, first thing to know is that a piece of this manifestation vortex we're talking about involves connecting to the emotional body, including any big emotional places you might be going through. And depending on how this connects to your personal chart, it may show up in different ways, but if there are some deep emotional places to meet, that's important to meet right now. The other piece to keep in mind with that is that Jupiter also just brings bigness and expansion to whatever he touches, and that can make everything feel extra. So, we're talking about, to pause for a second, I want to mention we're talking about a really like helpful, supportive, powerful surge of energy here. But there's also a lot of other things going on, and there is a lot of agitated energy happening. So you may be feeling a lot of stuff. That's what I want you to hear here. You may be feeling a lot of stuff, and because Jupiter is in Cancer, the feelings may be extra. If they are, allow them to be extra. And maybe don't let your mind make too many interpretations of what all that means, because maybe it's just a lot of energy right now. And sometimes the most helpful way to meet places that feel like extra is simply to notice it feels like a lot. I can still be here and allow my breath and ground into my body and take my next actionable step back to Mercury and Mars in Scorpio. So yes, if you're feeling a lot of stuff, I'm going to suggest the most helpful approach is yes, I'm feeling a lot of stuff. Where do I need to allow myself to feel this in a helpful way, to support my emotional body in the most helpful way, while also not making too much of it? And you can do those both at the same time. You can allow it to be deep and transformational and important without making the feelings have a meaning, if that makes sense. Allow the feelings to move, allow it to be. Tap into that creative, powerful path you're walking and take your next step, next step, next step. So that's the second piece of this trine is Jupiter and Cancer, all the feelings, all the emotion, but also bringing your abundance and your power to create in a very powerful way. All right, third piece is over in Pisces. We have Neptune and Saturn. And these two have been hanging out together for a while. I have other videos on this. Neptune is your spiritual connection and also your connection to your creative flow, your artistic connection, your intuition. Neptune is very at home in the sign of Pisces, which is the sign of intuition and flow and boundaryless, formless love. We're all one, we're all connected. And here's the thing, Saturn is also hanging out here too. Saturn is all about the structure and the discipline and the diligence and the lessons and doing the work and showing up. And while Saturn is less comfortable per se in Pisces, it's enormously valuable for someone on a conscious path of creating because Saturn in Pisces is all about bringing the diligence and the discipline and the structure that gives form to what you're creating. Without form, all of the flow and intuition would just stay in idea realm. Saturn and Saturn energy is what allows us to actually create, to actually bring something real into being. And so this is the third and final piece of this powerful manifestation vortex, Saturn and Neptune working together in the realm of Pisces, boundaryless connection to spirit, connected to allowing all that energy to flow through in Cancer, connected to your goodness, and connected to walking your talk, Mars and Mercury over in Scorpio. So the takeaway here from this section of Pisces, Saturn, and Neptune is that with conscious, diligent, applied action, there are no limits to what you can build. So, takeaways here. Wrap this up. What are you taking from this as we move into the full moon in Taurus? First, align your walk with your talk. Show up. Be willing to meet the transformational places. Second, meet and allow the depths of emotion to be felt, including any release that wants to happen, including any emotional support you need. And if it's feeling over the top, don't let the mind make too much of that in the moment. Maybe it's just over the top for a bit and you can be okay still. You can still continue to create and continue to root into your grounded, connected, conscious self and allow all this energy to be fuel for your art, for your creation, for what you are building. And third, meet your spiritual practice and your craft with diligence and discipline and importance. This is about bringing the importance of any work that you do, of your spiritual practice, of art that you do, of making the devotion to it matter. That's what this placement, this transit is asking you to do. So next 3 days, allow yourself to be fueled and supported by this surge of creative energy, tapping into it through your connection to yourself, through your consistent choices and aligned action. And it will be very exciting to see where this takes you in the next full moon in Taurus that is coming up very shortly. And we'll talk more about that. Please like and subscribe if this has been helpful. We'll talk more about the full moon coming soon. And I am sending you so much love. Take great, great care.